What's going on, guys? It is Goalazio here. Welcome back to another episode into the best series on FIFA 19 career mode. If you are just joining me, this is episode 12, and if you have missed any other episode, this is what we've actually been doing. So what we've been doing over this series is actually look at every single position in FIFA 19 career mode and find the best players you can actually sign in those positions. So that includes several different factors, their potential, their value, and much more. We've actually been looking at a very conventional formation, a 4-4-2 or 4-1-2-1-2 to be more precise, and we've actually broken down each particular position in that formation. But of course, a team isn't just made up of the starting 11. You need some substitutes. And that's what I'm bringing for you guys today. Because I thought to myself is that when I was doing this series, that I make substitutes depending on how the game is actually going. When you get around that 55 or 60th minute mark, you tend to read the game a lot more. And you're like, you know what, I need to make these particular subs to adapt the gameplay. What I've actually provided for you guys today, the players I've actually provided, I got 5 substitute, which I think, you know what, this particular player is good if you want to do this in a game, or if you want to do this in a game. And I brought you several different options, and I cannot wait to actually share them with you. But of course, guys, let me know in that comment section below. I want to know your opinions, because your opinions, of course, always different to mine. I want to know who you've signed in career mode who has become an absolute brilliant impact sub type player. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss a single video of mine if you are new around here, guys. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get on into the very first player. So the first player we're going to be looking at today, guys, is Jack Grealish. Of course, he does start off at 74 rated with a very good potential, actually, of around 84 in FIFA 19 career mode. Of course, in real life, he's absolutely brilliant. He has very good stats at 84 agility, 82 balance to begin with. His sprint speed is not too high, but to be truthfully honest, that really doesn't matter because that ball control makes up for it at around 81, so absolutely incredible. And his short passing is at 78. But kind of the biggest question here now, guys, is why is he good as an impact sub? One of the reasons he's very good is, well, the reason I actually bring him on in a game is if basically I'm getting stuck in the middle section of the park. So when we're playing football, of course, you've got the 3 sections, and when you're stuck in the middle, sometimes you just can't get through to your strikers. Jack Grealish will do that. He will easily come on as a sub from his starter rate into his full potential and go, right, he can dictate the game a little bit more and change how the flow of the game is actually going, which is absolutely brilliant. And that's the reason I bring him on. I bring him on, put him in the middle of the park, usually in a central attack midfield position, but if you do play a 4-3-3, he works in any position as long as he's in that central midfield type particular role. As long as he's not in CDM, because he does push back quite a bit anyway, so make sure you put him in a CAM role or something, or centre mid. But he will come on, he changes the game, and usually what tends to happen 90% of the time is that your strikers will end up scoring a lot more. They'll end up getting through on goal just because Jack Grealish tends to dictate the play a little bit more. Players tend to follow him a little bit, which is absolutely brilliant. But he's a very good player to actually have in your side. And he is valued very cheap as well. If you get around the 82 version, where if you're a couple of seasons in career mode, he's not going to cost you much. It's going to cost you around 25 mil, which, let's be honest, guys, is pretty cheap for a player these days. Coming in next, guys, we do have Martin Odegard. Promising player for many years, and he still is only 19 years old in career mode. It feels like he's been around for a decade or near enough, but he is coming in at 19 years old, 76 rated start with a potential of 86, right? It's going to cost you a little bit of money, right? He is going to cost you around that £15 million mark in that start of season, but in all fairness, he's 76 to begin with, so you can't complain. He's getting you straight away 4-star weak foot, 5-star skills, and that dribbling is at 83, and his ball control is 85. Not that exactly the fastest player on the pitch. However, when you do bring him on as an impact sub, which is the reason we're actually signing him, that acceleration when he's around 80 rated is absolutely incredible, because he has got the low-end 80 pace then, which is absolutely brilliant. So why do I bring him on? You can't play him in a cam if you wanted, but a reason I bring him on as a as a right winger is basically the way he actually plays football. He spreads the field quite a lot. So when he's in that right wing, he tends to make the formation break down quite a bit. And of course, when tiredness is involved with a lot of players, he tends to have the ability to actually dribble around players a lot easier. And that's where the skill moves come in. He can get around players very easily. And he will get the striker that you have in the box, or the 2 strikers that you have, easily start providing balls for him very, very quickly when he does actually come on the pitch. And the left back that he tends to be playing against can't really cope with him, if I'm truthfully honest. And to be truthfully fair, that £50 million mark's absolutely worth it, considering he is an impact sub. You could start him if you want. My only issue with actually starting him is that his inconsistency, is that basically there's one game he could do actually brilliant, next game he might not. But as an impact sub, he does brilliant every single time that he actually comes on. Of course, don't let it go, guys. Check him out, guys. Martin Odegard, 19 years old, and he's a right winger. Absolutely incredible player. Coming in next, guys, we do have probably one of the most bizarre signings, or probably no one's ever signed. I guarantee that none of you have ever signed this player in FIFA 19 career mode. But one of the main reasons I want you guys to actually sign him, because he's cheap. He is very, very cheap, and you can get him on a very good contract. I'll go into that in a few moments' time now. It is Luis Travis, who is an English central defensive midfielder playing for Blackburn Rovers. Of course, I'm a big fan of him because I am a Blackburn Rovers fan, and I never expected him to actually be any decent on FIFA 19 career mode. He's very good as a starting 11 player either way, but when you get into the higher end, the Premier League, the Champions League, that's where he starts to quiver a little bit. He's not going to do as well as you want him to do. But then as an impact sub, he's absolutely incredible. So, like I just mentioned, he is cheap. He starts off at 63 rated with a potential of around 78. He does grow really fast. He's currently 74 in my career mode in 2.5 seasons. I didn't play him for the first season. Second season I did. First season I am. So, check him out, guys. Check a few training sessions on him. He's going to do absolutely incredible for you. But what he actually does in career mode, what does he do in the game for you? What's the purpose? So the reason I actually bring him on is to settle down a game. So what tends to happen is that I'm being pushed back for the last 20 minutes of the second half, something like that. I tend to be pushed back a little bit, but right, okay, we're not getting forward as much at the moment. I need someone to kind of dictate the middle of the park while defending, to be like, okay, we need to take the pressure off a little bit, take the pressure off our defense. And that's what tends to happen. He's just another wall of defense to actually bring into the side around that 60th minute mark, because then what tends to happen is that pressure eases up a little bit. And then if you want to kind of bring on the killer blow, I'd always recommend bringing on like Travis if he was in this situation, then bringing on a striker around 5-10 minutes after, if Travis actually dictated the play a little bit. So that's what he does. He comes on, he sticks to position, he doesn't move, he tends to just stay there, and he'll make every single tackle and he take the pressure off the defense while you're being pushed back quite a lot in your actual game. So anyway, guys, check him out, guys. It is Luis Travis, incredible player, low contract as well, so you don't have to worry about putting him on a critical contract. You put him on a sporadic or even a squad rotation type one, so you can actually work perfectly as an impact sub. Right, guys, coming in next, of course, you need this. You need an impact striker, don't you? That's what you need when you're in your career mode. You need that on your bench, and that's what I've actually brought for you now. And I won't lie, picking an impact striker was actually really difficult, because if I'm truthfully honest with you, every striker I've ever had on the bench tends to do well anyway. So no matter who it is, the moment you bring them on with 30 minutes to go, they tend to do absolutely brilliantly anyway. So this was kind of a real tough decision, because it got down to two players. They play both for AS Monaco, but the player that I've actually picked is Pellegrini, who is an Italian striker, is 17 years old, playing for AS Monaco, valued at around £1 million or so, with 11 grand wage. Biggest thing as well, he is only 17 years old. He will be 16 years old when you actually start your career modes, but he does have 3-star skills and 3-star weak foot, so nothing too much to actually shout about there. But however, he is 6'2". One of the biggest things I've actually liked about this particular player, the reason I bring him on, because usually my thought process behind a lot of players that I do bring on is the pace. That's usually my thought processes behind it. But one of the things I've always noticed is not the pace is the biggest factor for the striker, it's the strength and it's the height. And this is what this guy actually brings. He does have starter rating of 67 with that potential of 87, which is absolutely brilliant. So he has a big 20 growth there, and his starter strength is actually at 72, and when you get that 87, it is near enough 90, which is absolutely incredible, guys. So make sure you do check that out. But one of the reasons I do bring him on as an impact sub is because for some reason, I don't know what it is, that pace just doesn't work at the start of a game. It just doesn't, guys. But when you actually play him later on, when you bring him on for those last 3 minutes, it does really work. But one of the biggest things, especially with the formation, I actually use the 4-3-2-1 formation. He works absolutely brilliantly in that centre striker role on his own. So when the ball's coming in, he's got the height, he's got the strength to actually have the ability to get in there. Because usually, sometimes when you bring on a striker, sometimes it's to get back into the game. You need to settle the game, or you need to go, right, we need to get back into this. And usually, a bit of height, a bit of strength, get the balls into the box, more chances you have, and this guy actually works perfectly for you. And of course, he's only going to cost you $1 million to start with. If you don't sign him in your first couple of seasons, he's going to cost you an absolute fortune. So make sure you go on him straight away, let him go, chuck him on loan a couple of years, and then bring him on as an impact sub. The guy will do brilliant for you. Going in last but not least, guys, I put this particular player in there. If I'm honest, I never put a centre-back on. It's more of a caution. You always need a caution player, and he's just there, if I'm honest. And also as well, he has a versatile position, which I thought was great, and I thought actually we will feature him today. It is Ampadu, probably one of the biggest hidden gems, not hidden gems, I should say, like young wonder kids to actually sign in FIFA 19 career mode. Because the guy's a centre-back. He also plays CDM as well. He's actually a really good central defensive midfielder. So if you happen to have an injury or something like that, or Ampadu's happen to be higher rated, or you want to give it a try, he can actually slot in really well there. So big shout to that. But starting off at 65 rated with potential of 86 with 3-star skills and 2-star weak foot. Jumping is at 74, valuation of around £1 million and an £8,000 wage. So I'm going to jump straight into why I actually bring him into the side. One of the reasons I bring him in is because of our pace, right? So you bring him on as a centre-back, usually 90% of the time. Very rarely I actually put him on as a CDM, but it does actually work there, if I'm truthfully honest with you, like I just mentioned. But like I said, you bring him on as an impact sub, you bring him on in that centre-back position, and he will settle down, a bit like Lewis Travis. He will settle down in defence and just add that extra strength that you need and that fresh pair of legs in that defence. And you will stop being overrun quite a bit. And also, for the last 30 minutes, a lot of the strikers are going to be tired. Ampadu is going to be fully fit, so he actually works absolutely perfect for you. This, if I'm honest, this will very rarely happen that you will have to do this, but I've been in situations before where literally my players are absolutely shattered from playing game after game after game, and they're not fully fit. You bring on Ampadu for the last 20 minutes or so you don't get overrun. He controls it. He sees the game out. It's absolutely perfect as well. And of course, with him being a young wonder kid as well, and he is a sub for Chelsea, so you're going to sign him quite easily. You don't have to worry about putting him on a big contract. Usually, I think squad rotation was one of them. And he will... That's the lowest you're going to be able to go. You can't put him on anything less just because of his potential. Because he has that potential to be special. You can't put him on anything less. He's going to demand a little bit more. But anyway, incredible player to have on the bench, ready to bring on if any issues. But anyway, guys, they were the best substitutes you can sign in FIFA 19 in career mode. Of course, let me know in that comment section below who you signed and you've gone, Dan, this is an absolutely incredible sub to actually bring on in your career mode. So be sure to comment below, guys. It'd be really interesting to actually find out. What I'm going to do for you as well next episode of this, the final episode, is actually use all these players in the squad, and I'm going to show you how they look in the normal formation, and also I'm going to show you several different formations that you can actually use this side in, including the subs that we've actually talked about today. So we're going to have a couple of games of that, and I can't wait to actually share it with you because these players are absolutely incredible, even at their starter ratings, guys. But anyway, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. Blackburn Rovers career mode returns this Friday, of course. Again, that is heating up right now, guys. I think episode 16 or episode 15 goes live this week, and it's 2 episodes left, 2 big episodes left, which is absolutely incredible. So I cannot wait to share it with you. But anyway, guys, my name is Goalazio. Thanks for watching. Check me out on Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.